For my concealer, I'm using Lasting Perfection by Collection in the shade Fair. This is a really inexpensive concealer, but it's so good. The coverage is excellent. It's definitely really good value for money. I'm blending this in with the Real Techniques foundation brush. I'm probably doing this totally wrong, but it works for me. For my foundation, I'm using MAC Studio Sculpt in the shade NC15. This is a medium coverage foundation, but can definitely be built up. I have really fair skin and I find that this is the best foundation colour match that I have found. And again, I'm using the Real Techniques foundation brush to blend it all in. Just thought I should add, there is a light shining directly on my face that's making me look super shiny, but I'm not normally that bad. And I have to go really close to the mirror because I get these crazy streaks of foundation on my nose and I always miss them. Anyway, moving on. Next up is bronzer. I am not a big fan of contouring. I'm not that good at it and I don't really know what to do. So I just use Rimmel's natural bronzer in my cheekbones just to create a little bit of definition, but I usually go back in with my stippling brush or foundation brush just to blend over it so it doesn't look too harsh and that it just blends nicely into the skin but still gives nice definition on your cheekbones. Next up is blusher, and I use the Bourjois Rose Door. I hope I'm saying that right. I just use that on the apples of my cheeks and I love it. It's so cute. It's a really, really light pink. The next up is a different kind of bronzer. This is from Physicians Formula, and I always add it in just to add a little bit of extra definition but not getting too harsh. Then onto my highlighter. Again, this is by Physicians Formula. I'm not even sure what the name of this product is because it's so worn at this stage, but when I get a new one, I will definitely get you the name and I will link it in the description box anyway. But it's so good. I absolutely love this highlighter. It's my second or third one to have gone through. It's really, really excellent. Highly recommend it. For my eyebrows, I'm using the Soap and Glory Archery in the shade Brownie Points. I just use the very thin pen end because my eyebrows are really, really thin. For my eyeshadow, I'm using the Maybelline Blushed Nudes palette. I was going for a really, really subtle eye, so I just went for very, very light shades, and I'm using the Real Techniques brush just to put it all over my lid. I then use a MAC brush to put a little slightly darker colour in the crease, but again, as I said, I'm going for a subtle look, so this is not very dark. Lash Sensational. It's the new Maybelline mascara. I'm not fully sure on it yet. I normally use the regular Maybelline Lash Sensational, but this one I just feel like my eyelashes are coming out every time I use it. But the look is fabulous. It definitely gives a really dark, luscious black on your eyelashes. So for that, definitely recommend it. But the jury's still out on whether it's a favourite or not. For my lipstick, I used one of the Rimmel Kate Moss Iconic range in the shade 56, which is Boho Nude. I really, really like this shade. It's just a really nice day shade. It's perfect. And then I finished off by just blending my neck to make sure that it's not completely white, and just uses some bronzer just to colour it all in. So I got all dressed up and we drove to Killashee House Hotel in Naas. We got engaged here 2 years ago, so this place really holds a special place in our heart. And today we're having afternoon tea. Everything about this was so beautiful. The waitress was so nice and the setup was gorgeous. We were in the most spectacular room. The menu was absolutely amazing. As you can see, I am very happy. There are two options you can go for, sparkling, which has a glass of Prosecco, or traditional. The selection that you get on your plate is unbelievable. And here it is. That strawberry shortcake was to die for, and oh my goodness, the little coconut walnut whip. Wowee, I would go back just for that. It was amazing. Separately, they serve you freshly baked scones, which were still warm, with cream and jam. We finished off our date by heading to the Curragh for a walk. We're on the bit where the horses run, which I'm not sure you're supposed to walk there, but we do it anyway. The views here are unbelievable, and it just ended a perfect day perfectly.